and as well it should, because she's a criminal. She just hasn't been indicted yet.
Wow. Strong words. 866-660-5759. Let me get to Ron in Dallas. Ron, what do you think?
Hey, I think it should definitely be reopened, and here's the reason. We, the American people, have lost a lot of faith in our legal system and our politicians. We need to know that the legal system is for everybody. It's not a matter of politics, whether somebody is a Democrat or a Republican. It's not a matter of any of that. It's a matter of everybody needs to abide by the law.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a situation where we do have this dual legal system. We have one legal system for you and me, and then we have another legal system for the power elite.
And that's just not right.
It isn't right. It is not right. It should never be right. It's awful. Gosh, I wish they would. I wish they'd clear this out. I wish they would clear this up. People wonder what happened to me over the last year. And it was the hardest year of my career, easily. It was easily the hardest year of my career. This election year was was more difficult than what spawned this entire radio broadcast. As you know, this show started on 9/11. I was doing the John David Wells show on September 10th, and on 9/11, I changed it to the Wells Report, and I haven't looked back. I promised that I would tell the truth on the air. I promised that I wouldn't waste anybody's time. I promised that I would bring you the news as truthfully as it could possibly be. And I've done that. And one of the hardest things for me to see was this country deciding that Hillary Clinton, for whatever reason, deserved a pass on violating the Espionage Act. There are certain things that I can overlook. There really are. There are certain things I can overlook, but presidents lying in federal court and people violating the Espionage Act and violating their security clearances and doing things that very probably truly cost people's lives. I just have to draw the line there. I wonder if you do too. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, everybody. Dennis Gibbs here. The boat guy. Talking about boats, boating, lakes, marinas, and, well, if it floats, we talk about it. The advice we give is the best you will ever hear. They call it expert advice. Between myself, Boating Royalty, Lake Level Ginger, and Brother Strick, you hear only intelligent talk. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer, the Big Boat and Outdoor Show, brought to you by DallasBoatsForSale.com.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis and my friend Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. He's my friend, and I'd say that even if he hadn't sold my house. But since he did, I really love him. We're big fans of Josh because he did what others could not. He can do the same for you. Here in 2017, are you sitting in a house that you're trying to sell? Others have tried, but nobody can? Call Josh right now. Get on board with the Josh DeShong system, 972-325-6644, 972-325-6644, or getsold.net, getsold.net. What is that system? He makes you a promise that says, I'm going to talk to you about a price that you can sell this house at and a time frame that makes sense. And if I can't sell that house at that price in that time frame, I, Josh DeShong, will buy that house from you. Either way, you are done. You're at closing. You're clear. You're happy, just like Lisa and I are. We love Josh. Get on board with him today at 972-325-6644, 972-325-6644, or getsold.net.
Amazing to realize, but it's been almost 2 years I've been talking with you about Relief Factor, and I can tell you I've been continually inundated with testimonials. This is Michael Medved, and I've received thousands of testimonials that come in telling me how excited people are to be out of pain, like Bob from Ohio, who writes, I had a herniated disc in my back in 1984. I started taking Relief Factor, and for the first time, I have been completely out of constant, sometimes excruciating pain. I'm now able to work in the yard, around the house, and do my job in comfort. This is a great product. That's the end of the quote. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle pain, aches, pains of any kind, do what tens of thousands of others have done so successfully. Go to relieffactor.com and order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. 1-800-500-8384. That's 1-800-500-8384.
Hey, it's Mark Davis with great news from Sleep Experts. Their Memorial Day sale is starting now. Epic savings of up to $1,000 off. Find the perfect mattress for you with all the big names: Serta, Kingsdown, Beautyrest, Tempur-Pedic. They have the Sleep Experts Expert Match technology. It's a special mattress. You go in, you lie down, just takes a few seconds for it to know what your support needs are. Prints out a special guide for which mattresses in the building are going to be best for you, so you're saving time as well as money. There's a reason why Sleep Experts is the Consumer Choice Award winner 11 years running. And the 120-day Love Your Mattress guarantee, you know how long it took me to know I love my mattress? One day. We are a Sleep Experts family. So join us at sleepexperts.com for the location nearest you. Memorial Day sale on now. Epic savings up to $1,000 off. Sleepexperts.com. Check it out. Locations near you. Sleepexperts.com.
Hi, I'm Larry Patterson, owner of Glass Doctor. In our disposable society, we're conditioned to throw out the whole thing when just one part goes bad. Like when the insulated glass windows in your home get condensation between the panes. You don't need to replace the whole window. The specialists at Glass Doctor can install new insulated glass in your existing frames with a lifetime warranty for a lot less than you might think. To see how quick and easy it is, visit glassdoctor.com today. That's glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah!
Lately, a lot of people have been asking, with the stock market at all-time highs, should I take my gains, protect what I have and get out, or will the stock market continue to go up?
This is Ken Moraif, host of the Money Matters radio show, inviting you to our free seminar.
To 7 p.m. Thursday, May 18th, Holiday Inn Express Alliance area, or 1 p.m. Saturday, May 20th, in the Money Matters building in Plano. If you're retired or retiring soon, get answers to your questions and much more. Reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net, or call 800-994-0302.
660 AM. The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. It may not look like it, but it does appear the Comey thing is beginning to wind down. The Republicans are peacefully waiting for the Trump sabotage to come to an end. I'm expecting that to happen at some point. And then I'm expected to see new faces making different kinds of decisions in Washington, D.C., specifically in the offices of the FBI. Somebody needs to reopen that espionage case against Hillary Clinton and get to the bottom of it. We, the people of the United States, deserve to know whether or not someone who would have been the president of the United States played fast and loose with America's most secret data. She would have been the president of the United States. We need to know just exactly what she's been doing with that money. I want to know why that server was there to begin with. I want to know if there's any link between money moving in the Clinton Global Initiative and the Clinton Family Foundation based on information that was in that server and that may have been accessed by, quote, hackers, unquote. Remember, the one thing that's being lost in all of this is that James Comey said essentially that Hillary was too stupid to believe that she was that for him to believe that she was actually committing a crime. That's what he said. He believed that she was too stupid to have intent to commit a crime of espionage. Do you agree? See, somebody stopped that investigation. We know for a fact it was James Comey. Should someone restart it? Yes or no? And why? So far, everybody says yes. One says as a political remedy, as long as they're going after the stupid story of the Trump and Russia interaction, some sort of cabal, whatever you want to call it. As long as they're going after that, we should go after Hillary and her server. Well, I'm sorry. I don't think that's exactly what we ought to do. I think we shouldn't trade either. I think we should get to the bottom of both cases. For the same reason. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. We need to come up with something like this. We need to find out just exactly what's going to happen. And I also want to know is, getting back to what I started this particular segment with. It could be that James Comey was one of the highest placed people in the deep state conspiracy to make Donald Trump's first days a living hell. Do you think that might be the case as well? Do you think these people who are sabotaging President Trump now will be indeed punished by we the people and our society later? Are people going to get tired of the mainstream media trying to take down the president for no apparent reason? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Let's talk. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, this is Debbie Georgiadis. This Sunday, Lieutenant Colonel Alan West will join me on America Can We Talk to talk about North Korea, Russia, Israel, Saudi Arabia, ISIS, the whole international scene. You can leave your question or comment for him on our 24-hour studio line, 214-556-5659. Tune in to America Can We Talk Sundays at 6 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer or on Facebook Live at America Can We Talk. We talk truth about America and why it matters to you.
Hey, it's Mark Davis and my friends at Walker Air Conditioning and Heating, and welcome to spring in Texas, where we run our AC every day, which means this news is great from Trane and Walker AC. If you purchase a new Trane qualifying system, you can get a trade allowance of $1,000 or choose 0% financing for 60 months with the Wells Fargo Home Projects credit card. See Walker AC and Heating for details. 888-653-0051 for finance details about credit costs and terms. Regular APR $28.99 for newly opened accounts. APR may vary, subject to credit approval. Offer expires 5/31/2017. So spring is here, and that means it's already hot. Could be the best time to have Walker AC and Heating inspect your system to keep it running at peak performance. If your system just needs repair, that's what they'll do. If it's time for a new system from Trane, that's what they'll do. Give them a call. I trust them. I love them. It's my AC company. 972-4-WALKER. 972-4-WALKER or WalkerAC.com. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Trane, because it's hard to stop a train.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-600-8199. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-8199. That's 1-800-600-8199. 1-800-600-8199.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-400-6213. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-400-6213. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-400-6213. 1-800-400-6213.
The sale of the century is going on right now at the 3 Huffines Auto Dealerships in Plano. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime auto buying opportunity at Huffines Chevrolet, Huffines Hyundai, and Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano. As you know, Plano was hammered by the recent hailstorms, and with the insurance adjustments, Huffines can save you like never before. Save 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Chevy Silverados, 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Ram pickups, and 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Hyundai Elantras. Plus, all come with a full mechanical factory warranty. So pay less in Plano when you save 40% on select models at Huffines Chevrolet Plano and Huffines Hyundai Plano at Coit Road and Plano Parkway, and Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano at Ohio and Plano Parkway, or online at huffines.net.
Example stock number 7C1443, MSRP $46,720. 40% hail discount includes rebates $18,688. Sale price $28,032. Price excludes tax and fees. MSRP will vary with stock number. Offer is stock number specific. 212 available with this hail discount. See huffines.net for more info.
There are two things every parent wants when their child goes to college: for their child to do well and a way to afford it. Now, with Discover Student Loans, parents can have the best of both worlds. Not only do our loans cover up to 100% of school-certified costs with zero fees, but we'll give them a cash reward for each new student loan if they earn at least a 3.0 GPA or equivalent. That means every A in history or B in math could help them earn a cash reward for good grades. Just one of the many ways we treat you like you'd treat you. Apply now in 15 minutes or less at discoverstudentloans.com. Limitations apply.
660 AM, The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. I am John David Wells. Telephone number 866-660-5759. I am interested in whether or not we're going to see the end of this essential Trump sabotage. Do you think we will? 866-660-5759. We have discovered a few things since Donald Trump was elected. Thing number one, when the establishment is essentially thrown away by we, the people of the United States, when the establishment is tossed into the trash can, they have a tendency to get back out of that trash can, and they have a tendency to be angry. They are angry at the people who trashed them. Now, in reality, the people who trashed all of these people in the mainstream media, both political parties, that was us. We, the people of the United States. We did that. We walked away from the political establishment, and the establishment is upset. The Democrats kind of showed their cards today. They said, well, Donald Trump was talking about how the Russians should continue to hack Hillary's server. What they keep forgetting is that Hillary's server shouldn't have been there in the first place. Donald Trump making fun of it during a campaign was exactly the right thing to do. They keep saying that because Michael Flynn wasn't fired fast enough. It was because it was some sort of information exchange deal with the Russians. You're telling me a lieutenant general from the United States is going to do something to harm this country with the Russians? Seriously? And then we have these other things where just some guy who's working with the campaign is being approached by a spy as to perhaps be recruited and had no idea it was even happening. And yet somehow this is a collusive or an event that proves collusion. Collusion for what? Vladimir Putin said it himself. If he wanted to have something to do to influence the election, he would have just given a couple of $1 million to the Clinton Family Foundation. It's a lot easier, and nobody would have hassled him over it. And then what we ended up with the deep state. True believers in the Obama political era. True believers. Believers enough so that they would put their careers on the line to try to sabotage the new administration of Donald Trump. What I'm interested in is there going to be a backlash for all of this? Is there going to be a backlash? Justin Danoff is the general counsel for the National Center for Public Policy Research, as well as the director of the Center's Free Enterprise Project. Justin, first of all, welcome to the Wells Report. Good to have you here.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we looked at a lot of, and we've seen virtually every day, more and more completely improper action with the way President Trump is being treated by, I would say, operatives of the deep state and certainly operatives of the Democrat Party from a standpoint of civilians out on the street. Your Center for Public Policy Research asked Ford Motor Company recently. You asked their executives about potential backlash for advertising on news programs hostile to the Trump administration. Certainly the mainstream media has been, without doubt, inexcusable in their propagandist coverage of both the Democrats and Donald Trump. Tell me about what that research showed you.
Yeah, so when we look into this issue, there's a couple different ways to skin the fake news, media bias cat, whatever you want to call it. And we have in the past, through our corporate activism from the free market perspective, gone directly after the media actors themselves. And this year we decided, in addition to going after the media actors themselves, we would take a look at the major advertisers on these networks and see what sort of power they might employ. Because as the Media Research Center has done some great work on this issue, in the first 100 days of the Trump presidency, we have the major news networks on their nightly newscasts presenting President Trump 89% of the time in a negative light. This is not objective journalism.
Absolutely not.
What WikiLeaks exposed last fall was a complete, that story did not get nearly the attention it deserved, but it showed collusion between high-level political actors and folks in Hillary's presidential campaign. Direct collusion to advance messaging, to massage messaging, and completely in violation of journalistic ethics 101. And this was happening by actors at the major news networks once again. And so with those two pieces of information, we approached the Ford company because they are a major advertiser, and advertisers have influence. If you don't believe me that advertisers have influence, just ask Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think he's well aware
sure
of what the influence of advertisers can do. So we approached them and said, hey, we've got evidence that some of the networks you're advertising on are clearly colluding with political actors. Their bias is patently evident. And so don't you feel that, at least for your investors' sake, that you should give a report to investors, show us that you know that this is a problem and that you're doing something about it? Because think about it. We have an entrenched media that is against this president no matter what he does. And we have a president who's actually willing to stand up and speak out against that entrenched media on a regular basis, calling certain players in the media enemies of the American people, calling certain news outlets fake news. And so if you are advertising on some of these networks that are completely hostile to the president and he is hostile back, don't you risk a backlash from anybody that supports President Trump or his agenda, that you be seen as being sort of in cahoots with the messaging on that network? Certainly, we don't claim that Ford is writing the script for the Rachel Maddow show every night, but we have seen advertisers use their money and vote with their wallet, so to speak, to influence programming in that sense. And Ford itself has has used their power through advertising. Just in March, they decided that they were done advertising on YouTube because they didn't want some of their ads to be brought up before potentially controversial videos. And so they pulled their ads from YouTube. So they know the power of advertising money because they used it to try and influence YouTube and Google to take down ads that take down videos that they deemed offensive. And so they know about this strategy. And so today, when we asked the Ford executives, would you be willing to use your advertising money, your advertising leverage, to try and push these networks towards greater objectivity, to try and remind them about journalistic ethics 101, they feigned ignorance on the issue and claimed that they have zero power whatsoever to do anything about the media outlets on which they choose to advertise, and that they wouldn't be doing anything of the sort. And so it's just, I'm not buying what Ford is selling, and I don't just mean their cars. I mean the message that they tried to deliver today, that they can't possibly use their advertising money, leverage, and influence to move the messaging. And I think that tells me a few things. As an investor, it tells me I should be concerned, right? Because there's a clear risk here. There's already organizations that have boycotts online set up of certain advertisers. We're not pushing that. We're not one of the groups promoting it, but it exists, and it happens regularly. And the left is much better organized at this. Again, we can look past Bill O'Reilly and look to, Breitbart, because of their ties with the president. They have been the target of certain boycotts, and successfully so. Many advertisers pulled their ads from Breitbart because of their close connections with President Trump. You can go back to Glenn Beck's days when he was on Fox News. He was the target of successful boycotts with companies back then, such as CVS, Caremark, for example, pulling their ads. And so, again, I think that Ford and other advertisers that don't do something about this risk and recognize the risk in front of them of the potential consumer backlash, they're doing a disservice to their investors. And that was part of the message that we tried to relay to Ford earlier today.
Justin Danhoff, our guest, he's the general counsel for the National Center for Public Policy Research. Why did you pick Ford?
Well, because they're one of the biggest advertisers, right? We actually submitted a proposal to try and get on their proxy statement, and we also submitted proposals to some of the large pharmaceutical companies because they too are major advertisers. Because again, there's different ways that media can be influenced, and one of them is by everyday Americans switching the channels, but the other is through the mechanism of the advertisers using their power, money, and influence to try and direct change. And in this instance, we're trying to direct media companies that are supposed to be objective back towards their journalistic mission. And we feel that the pharmaceutical companies, the large car manufacturers, those that are the biggest advertising dollars, should use their funds to try and advance a better media landscape than what the American people have right now. Certainly, we don't have the mainstream media landscape that we deserve. We have one that's hostile to conservative free enterprise messaging. And, we're trying to, again, we're not calling for boycotts. We're calling for companies to use their influence in a better, more positive way.
I don't know why you don't just start calling for boycotts. It's what they do. It seems to be very, very effective.
Well, that's right. It is, but again, we're for the free market. So if folks want to boycott, we're not going to stand in their way. That's totally within their purview. We just think that trying to work with the companies to advance a more positive message may be more productive in the long run. But hey, we'll see. Maybe the short-term run of boycotts is certainly an idea that we're not going to give up on. It's just not what we're calling for now.
You see, at this particular moment, I look at the mainstream media as being completely corrupt because they have abandoned the truth and chosen sides. And it seems to me that in that circumstance, they stop being objective news sources and become the left's propaganda wing. And I think that's where we are. And I think that it's not just the news that they purvey. When we talk about the mainstream media, we're talking also about the media presentation of supposed entertainment shows. I mean, there are former television producers from the old Soviet Union that roll their eyes in disgust and embarrassment when they start seeing some of the propagandist television fare that are on the supposedly free networks of ABC, CBS, NBC, and so on and so on. I mean, I'm sure of it. And so I'm tired. I mean, I don't watch pop culture or pop culture broadcasting because I don't want to be lectured to by the left in the guise of entertainment. So Justin, when you start thinking about all this stuff, I mean, is there not something that the FCC or something that the government should do from a standpoint of re-energizing the rules of broadcasting as they used to be?
There is a possibility of that. Wherever there is a market-based solution rather than government solution, I'd always prefer that method be taken. And so that's the approach I would take first. And one thing I will say is, if the producers and if some of the higher-ups at the mainstream media networks start hearing, maybe Ford doesn't pull their advertisement, but maybe Ford goes to them and say, hey, why am I hearing from my investors that it's a problem that we're on your network?
Yeah, that's a good question. Justin Danhoff is from the National Center for Public Policy Research. Find out more, go to nationalcenter.org. Justin, thanks much. We're keeping your phone number. We appreciate your time here on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Make plans now to join Kathy DeWitt Dunn every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. for Safe Money Talk Radio. Kathy is the retirement planning and annuity expert. She has helped thousands of individuals and families learn how to protect and grow retirement assets, create income that can't be outlived, and provide a financial legacy for future generations, all while eliminating stock market risk. Listen to Kathy DeWitt Dunn every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. on Safe Money Talk Radio, right here on 660 AM The Answer.
At any time in Texas, it can feel like the change of the seasons. But I'll tell you what, as we work our way into springtime, Abacus Foundation has been serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair solutions for 17 years. And with a warmer temperature and additional moisture, oh my, the foundations can be rocking and rolling. So if you got cracks in the sheetrock or doors that are sticking, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. These are the people I call. These are the folks who have been to my house. These are the folks who will not give you a foundation job you don't need, but will tell you exactly what's going on. Now, if you do need a new foundation, you got the Millennium Composite Pilings, the strongest, and folks at Abacus are the only folks offering it. And get this, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. AbacusFoundationRepair.com. Lifetime warranty, transferable, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
Here's Jerry, Utah Hall of Fame tennis player, talking about balance of nature.
When you get to be a senior, my age, almost 77, you lose a step here, you lose a little reflex, you lose a little timing. But the thing I've noticed since I've been on Balance of Nature, I'm just as perky as ever. I don't get tired, and it's a wonderful feeling. I can play 4 and 5 hours of tennis a day, and up to that time, I couldn't do that. It's wonderful to know that every day you can get the fruits and vegetables that you need to be taking. To me, it's just marvelous.
Take Dr. Howard's Health Challenge and find out how to get the best offer they've ever given. 2 free sets of fruits and veggies. We'll even ship them to you free. Call now for details. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660 AM.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I love telling you about my friends at Viascan of Las Colinas and the life-saving, valuable information they've given to me. I want you to hear another Viascan success story. Here is Dave.
If my daughter and father-in-law had not talked me in to go to Viascan to begin with, I would have never found out that I had heart problems. I also would have never known that I had kidney cancer. So, yeah, Viascan basically saved my life. My advice today, after all I've gone through, is when you feel something that's not right, get it checked out.
That is so great, and exactly what I hear from so many Viascan clients and patients. They go in, they learn things, they see the kind of shape they're in before they start an exercise program. They learn things that in many cases save their lives. These tests are thousands at local hospitals. I'm going to get you the heart scan and the body scan for $695 at Viascan of Las Colinas. Let's do it today. 972-739-2840. That is 972-739-2840, or just Google Viascan.
Just look at them, having a great time. You think 6 weeks ago, I was just installed. All it took was one last spilled drink on their old dingy carpet, and they had enough of him. Thank goodness. They got the professionals at Adair's Fine Floors in here, and just look at me. I'm gorgeous. I'm not just your average wood floor. I take crazy traffic like a pro, and it's all because my homeowners called Adair's Fine Floors. Susan and Richard Adair came in, talked to the family, figured out what their needs were, and helped them find the perfect floor to fit their lifestyle. Adair's Fine Floors has a large selection with free sample checkouts, and they chose me. That's not all. Just look around. The coordinating accessories suggested by Adair's Floors. That rug over there? Yep, Adair's Floors. They offer free design and decorating assistance too, giving the home just the right look. Visit adairsfloors.com to get your home started on the right look for you. That's adairsfloors.com.
It's time to gear up for summer fun. The Ready to Ride sales event is here. Looking to ride the waves? Check out our selection of Sea-Doo watercraft. Want to tear up the trails? Shop our selection of Can-Am ATVs and side-by-sides. Or rev up for open road adventures with the latest Spyder Roadsters. Stop in now and save up to $3,500 on your ultimate warm weather adventure machines.
Visit Granbury Motorsports and online at granburymotorsports.com.
Offer ends soon. Restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AM TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report, a daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. A billboard depicting President Donald Trump as a Nazi in downtown Phoenix, Arizona was funded with taxpayer dollars. This, according to Judicial Watch. The conservative watchdog group obtained records that reveal the controversial billboard was commissioned by an arts advocate paid for by a U.S. city to diminish barriers. The billboard depicts an angry-looking Trump wearing a Russian flag pin on his lapel. The president is shown in front of 2 mushroom clouds, which are in the shape of laughing clowns, $2 symbols that are modified from the Nazi swastika symbol. The billboard is owned by Beatrice Moore, a longtime art benefactor. The controversial billboard was designed by artist Karen Fiorito, who claimed she was receiving death threats as a result of her work. According to the records from the city of Phoenix, Moore received thousands of dollars in grants for a program she runs called Grand Avenue Arts and Preservation, which is where the billboard is located. The Nazi artwork was debated in an annual local art celebration, Art Detour, that happens to be publicly funded. The event is put on by Art Link, a group founded by Moore with help from the city of Phoenix. Your taxpayer dollars at work. our president as Hitler. I'm getting tired of this. How about you? This is the Wells Report.
Are you a responsible person who finds yourself growing deeper and deeper in credit card debt and you're not sure how to fix the problem? Then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity Debt Management is a nonprofit organization that will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, and reduce your interest rates by as much as 60%. You'll save thousands and become debt-free for keeps. It's not a loan. It's a smart way to relieve your stress, meet your obligations, and preserve your self-respect. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Gather up your bills and call this toll-free number for a free, no-obligation debt analysis. 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
Are you hiring? Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites. And now you can. ZipRecruiter.com. You can post your job to 100 plus job sites, including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any city or industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in to ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 400,000 businesses. Right now, listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/America. That's ZipRecruiter.com/America. One more time. To try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com/America.
Dennis Prager here. And for 2 years now, I've been telling you about my wife, Sue, who tried Relief Factor because of her knee pain, and it worked. And if you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle aches and pain, do what my wife, Sue, did. Try Relief Factor. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call them toll-free 800-500-8384, 800-500-8384.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler.
The FBI has been in turmoil. You know that. I know that.
President Trump on NBC defending his decision to fire FBI Director James Comey, calling him a showboat and grandstander. He insisted it had nothing to do with the FBI probe and to allege collusion between his campaign and Russia to influence the election.
It should be over with. It should, in my opinion, should have been over with a long time ago, because all it is an excuse. But I said to myself, I might even lengthen out the investigation.
He said firing Comey wasn't based on the recommendation of the Attorney General and his deputy, conflicting with what administration officials insisted.
Did the vice president mislead the public, or did the president? When was the decision made to fire Mr. Comey? And what was the reason?
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, the acting FBI director, says Comey still has support. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity, with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Saturday mornings at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hey, if you need to sell your home without all the headaches most people experience, hey, Sean Hannity here to tell you that after years of buying, selling, investing millions of dollars in real estate, that all real estate agents do not operate the same way. Now, what makes the difference between a home selling fast and for top dollar and one that sits on the market for months and doesn't even sell at all? Well, you have a great American right in your backyard that I trust if I needed to sell my home. I'm talking about Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. He services the entire Dallas area, attracts hundreds of buyers every week. He sells a home on average every 20 hours. Now, Josh spends thousands of dollars every month and creates demand for your home, which makes it sell faster and for more money. Now, you risk nothing since at any point, if you're not happy, well, you can get out of the contract free and clear and pay nothing. But trust me, that's not going to happen. Don't play games with your home. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644. That's 972-325-6644 or online, getsold.net. That's getsold.net. And you can start packing.
I used to play a lot of sports in college, but when I got older, my legs started to burn and ache, making it hard to work out. Then I noticed those varicose and spider veins. I couldn't believe it. I thought this only happened to my mom and her friends.
The professionals at Vein Clinics of America have performed over 1 million personalized procedures for their patients, making them the largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring your legs back to health in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I called Vein Clinics of America, and they fixed my legs. No more ugly veins. Now I can run and do squats again.
Guys, get back in the game. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation with one of our doctors and learn how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call now. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Consult your tax professional before investing. Let me ask you a question. Can you keep your 401k or IRA safe from the death of the dollar, continued rampant Fed spending, political corruption, and from the possible new Cold War with Russia? If you answered no, then listen up. We are Advantage Gold, the #1 rated gold IRA company in America by TrustLink. Fortunes are going to be made and lost over the next few months. It's time you took action. Over 50,000 people have requested our gold IRA investment guide to learn how to protect their retirement savings. Now it's your turn. Right now, we are giving away a free copy of our new gold IRA protection guide to anyone with an IRA, 401k, or retirement account. Find out how quick and easy it can be to convert your retirement fund to gold. Just call 1-800-900-8000 right now, and we will help teach you how to keep your retirement savings away from the government and safe in your pocket. Just call today at 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Representatives are standing by. Call 800-900-8000.
Terminix 1 to Terminix 2. I've discovered the secret location of the termite colony. I'm moving in.
Roger that. Need backup? We have a team 10,000 strong.
I'm going in alone. Must take termites out before they cause more destruction.
You could be outnumbered 1,000,000 to 1.
At Terminix, we like those odds.
Don't let termites invade your home. Once they start, they are relentless, eating every minute of every day. Termites are never satisfied, so take immediate action. Call Terminix at 1-800-600-0612. As America's leading termite control provider, Terminix will do whatever it takes to stop termites in their tracks with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Termites never stop trying to get in. Terminix never stops working to keep them out. And if they ever come back, so will Terminix.
Mission accomplished.
Termites reported on Park Street.
Let's go. Not a moment to lose.
For a free termite inspection, call the experts at Terminix, defenders of home. 1-800-600-0612. 1-800-600-0612.
30-day money-back guarantee at participating locations.
It's time to honor our veterans with the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. 660 AM The Answer joins with Patriot Mobile to spotlight a veteran each month. If you know a veteran who deserves such an honor, then go to 660amtheanswer.com and nominate them to be Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. Winners will receive a Crossroads Diner gift certificate and an award from Patriot Mobile. Plus, they'll have an opportunity to come to the studios to meet Mark Davis and John David Wells. Go to 660amtheanswer.com to nominate your veteran. That's the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month.
660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. I'm very, very happy that you are here. A lot of people are getting back to me tonight. Started the broadcast off with, every now and then you just have a human moment when you're putting together a show like this. We've got a mission. We have a job. We bring the news to you. The real news. That's what we do. That's our job. Our job is to bring you the news like your friends would. There are a lot of people who have been very, very kind to talk to me about how I've kind of become their anchor man. And that's nice. But I'd rather be your friend and tell you what's going on from a friendship basis. We sort of have something kind of nice going on around here, which is that this is essentially a family. The people who listen to this broadcast, we come together every night, for the news, and we interact with each other. And there are a lot of people that do so. And, in fact, you can go to 660. Actually, you can go to YouTube live events, and you can see me in this very strange shirt that I'm wearing. So this thing fits me kind of weird. It's like weird. Anyway, you can go to YouTube live events and you can see us. There's a chat room going on there. There are 8 people watching now. And you can see the people that have been with us for years and years and years. So what we do is we bring you the news, and the process we used to bring you the news was interrupted today by the fact that Vicky got this vitamin elixir that caused her to, caused her brain to accelerate and essentially distance itself from me and start running circles around me intellectually in this meeting, which was very, very difficult for me to deal with.
You're welcome.
And she feels really good and is insufferably pleased with herself for all kinds of reasons. Insufferably pleased with herself. How long does this stuff last?
Well, I take it daily, so, you're in trouble.
Yeah, so what is it called again? It's called what?
A Source of Life Gold.
A Source of Life Gold. Yeah.
It's a multivitamin whole food elixir.
Yes, with biteneonium.
Oh, yeah, sassafras.
Sassafras, with the emphasis with extra sass.
Yes.
Yes. It also has the FDA daily requirement, the 100% of the FDA. It has 100% of the FDA requirement of sarcasmosia.
I just blow that out the window and take a double dose.
Yeah, and she does. I find out later that she's doubling the dose of this stuff.
Sarcasm is fun.
Sure it is.
Especially when you're on the other end.
Yes, exactly. So I did what most men do under circumstances like that. I found a motorcycle to buy, and I put that up on the website. People are getting back to me on that.
What do they say?
What are they saying about the motorcycle?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me go to It's amazing what people have been saying. Let's see here. There's at least 100, 200 replies. Okay. So
your wife will kill you.
Susan's out of town, and this is on my Facebook page. It's John David Wells. Or you can go to The Wells Report, or you can go to 660 AM The Answer, or you can call us at 866-660-5759. You can call us on the telephone, and you can go to 660amtheanswer.com and see a picture of this bike, all right, that I'm looking at. It's at Al Lamb's Dallas Honda. Al used to be a sponsor of mine, so he's got this amazing bike. Anyway, so let's see. Susan's out of town. Should I go to Al Lamb's Dallas Honda and pick up this bike? Yes or no, and why? Let's see. Frank says, no, you shouldn't. You should get a Harley instead while she's out of town. And the people said, A to the men. LOL, said Melissa. Let's see. Where do we go from there? Melissa said, okay, I'm down like a radio clown. Frank says, roger that. Let's ride. Okay, I guess. Let's see. Spencer said, don't do it, buy a Harley. BN Kamengul is a dear friend of mine, said, I would. Steve Zimmerman, longtime friend of the Wells Report, says,
Yes.
no, isn't one ex-wife enough?
Leave it to Steve.
Let's see. Rob Gustafson, dear friend of mine from the Texas State Guard, get a Harley. Tina says, no, she may kill you. Let's see. Tamara says this. She says, because, and by the way, Tamara goes with me all the way back to Detroit. Tamara and I worked together in Detroit for ABC. She says, because if Susan doesn't kill you for buying it, you could kill yourself on that dang thing. Nah. Let's see. Chief Max, who is my supervisor in the Texas State Guard, says, you might be better off with a Schwinn.
He may know you a little bit better than everyone
Yeah,
else.
whatever. Might be better off with a Schwinn. Thanks, Chief. Barbara Hankins is the wife of Jesse Hankins, who is my dear friend who came up with his Goldwing, which is why I'm having Goldwing envy. She says, yeah, buy the bike. Would love to see the fireworks show. Barbara then goes on to say, just don't buy a Harley. Get something made in America. Yeah, apparently Goldwings are made in America. People don't realize that. There are more American-made parts on a Honda Goldwing than there are on a Harley. Just so you know. Let's see. Kyle Clark. Yes, I like spending other people's money. Forget about Harleys. Buy reliability. There you go. Christy says, no. Why? One word. Wedding. It won't end well for you. Let's see. Joel Vertel, good friend of mine, says, no, it's not a Harley. By the way, where do I carry the carry carbine? That's another thing that we got to talk about, Joel. See what else. Ringo, another Texas State Guard buddy of mine, says, great minds. Negative, it's not a Harley. My daddy always said, buy the best and cry once. Let's see. Let's see. Kyle, don't know much about Harleys other than when I rode. Every time I saw a cruiser broken down, it was a Harley. Many of the guys I rode with loved their Harleys, regardless if they broke down or not. It was the image. Hondas weren't around in World War II. Oh, okay. There you go. Joel Vertel says, well, Japan was. Yeah. I got. Yeah. Let's see. Itamar Geldman says, yes, buy the bike. Brad Go for it says, I sure would in a heartbeat. Barbara came back in and said, you know what HD stands for? $100. Every time you take a Harley to the dealership, it's $100. Let's see. Crystal, no. You'll be in the doghouse for years, and you'll still have to get rid of it. Unless she's into bikes like you, she won't care. Get her a Harley, and she won't be able to help herself. Take her for a ride, and she'll love it. Joel Vertel, you animal. I know what you're talking about. What are you thinking? Yeah. Let's see. My sister Becky weighed in. Becky said no, unless you have, here we go. Not unless you want to get new pants that will fit with a motorcycle sticking out of your butt. That's my sis. That's my sister. Let's see. This is my bike. He's got a V-Rod. Robert Gustafson has a V-Rod. Jonathan Flynn says yes because I want to see the reaction on her face. Nice knowing you, JD. There you go. Then I talked about getting rid of my El Camino. I've got an El Camino project. You know my El Camino. Have you guys ever seen it? You guys have seen my El Camino, right? Anyway, I've got an El Camino project. And I said, if I got this bike, I'd obviously have to sell it. I'd go ahead and sell my 70 El Camino SS project. That would cover at least half the deal. And then I go on to talk about how it's a fully optioned out SS. It's the best of everything. Full instrumentation, big block, Freshen 468 that I did myself. I also got a 700 R4 completely race built. Let's see, doesn't mess. I've also got a custom torque converter that I had built for me from Continental in LA. And that thing ought to run really well. Let's just put it that way. Let's see, what are some of the latest ones? Connie says, only if you stop and buy some lovely little thing at the jewelry store first. So there you go. So that's the story on the Gold Wing. And I'll probably go see it tomorrow just because. I think I should. Don't you? You seemed a lot more optimistic earlier today.
I'm pretty juiced up. You sure you want that answer?
Yeah, good answer. That's true. Yeah. Well, anyway. So we're still trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to do it. And I've got to figure out whether or not I want to part with my El Camino. You know, I don't have the money to be able to do it right now.
I like that El Camino.
It's a great truck, man. I really like that truck. I do not want to lose it. But that's going to take a lot of money. And, yes, as we do the night show, there's not a lot of money on the night show. I'm just saying,
Yep, we do it for love.
We do it for love. That is a fact. Anyway, all right. Going to come back to the radio broadcast here in just a couple of minutes. But if you want to weigh in, go to my Facebook page. Just go and search John David Wells. There are 2 pages there. One's the Wells Report, and one has my name on it, John David Wells. And go ahead and weigh in on what you think about. Just think about whether or not I should go ahead and do the bike. I mean, Al Lamb's a friend of mine. I mean, he'd take care of me. Maybe I could buy it and keep it secret.
No.
No? Yeah, that's the coward's way out, isn't it? Yeah. 866-660-5759. You're listening to the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer. All I can tell you is that the vitamins that Vicky is taking, well, I don't know. They seem to be pretty good. They really have revved her up. Of course, she's overdosed on them, which means something to that should explain just about everything. And remember, it has bite-meonium in it and sarcasmosia. It's a perfect vegetable mix of something that makes you snippy. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
A recent study asked 12,000 adults why they take expensive multivitamins and minerals. With the answer, here is the inventor of Texas Superfood, Dennis Black.
University studies show that multivitamin supplements are mostly synthetic and do little to improve your health. I believe the secret to great health is pure natural nutrition, not chemistry set supplements. Great health comes from nature, and that's what's in Texas Superfood. Nature's antioxidant-rich vitamins and minerals from 55 vine-ripened fruits and vegetables. So here's my health promise to you. Switch from your chemistry-set vitamins to Texas Superfood for 90 days and experience increased energy, more focus, and better sleep, or return it. No questions asked.
Now, when you order 2 bottles of Texas Superfood, you can get the 3rd bottle free, but you must call now. 877-55-TEXAS. That's 877-55-TEXAS. You can also order online at TexasSuperfood.com. Call now, 877-55-TEXAS. That's 877-55-TEXAS.
Have you ever thought you'd like to flip houses but didn't know how or where to get the money? Are you ready to be your own boss so you can start living the good life? Hi, I'm Preston Neely. I used to be so broke. I had my electricity turned off 9 times, but I figured out a way to quit my job and find financial freedom in real estate. For a limited time, I want to send you a free copy of my smash hit selling book, How to Get Rich in Real Estate. It shows you how to copy exactly what I did so you can make money from the comfort of your own home without even doing any manual labor. I've already given away 5,000 books and they're going fast. To get one before they're gone, call 1-800-400-5220. Listen, if you're sick and tired of stressing about money, this book could change your life. It's short, fun to read, easy to understand, and awesome. To find out how to get your free book while supplies last, call 1-800-400-5220. Call 1-800-400-5220. 1-800-400-5220.
The sale of the century is going on right now at the 3 Huffines Auto Dealerships in Plano. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime auto buying opportunity at Huffines Chevrolet, Huffines Hyundai, and Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano. As you know, Plano was hammered by the recent hailstorms, and with the insurance adjustments, Huffines can save you like never before. Save 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Chevy Silverados, 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Ram pickups, and 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Hyundai Elantras. Plus, all come with a full mechanical factory warranty. So pay less in Plano when you save 40% on select models at Huffines Chevrolet Plano and Huffines Hyundai Plano at Coit Road and Plano Parkway, and Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano at Ohio and Plano Parkway, or online at huffines.net.
Example stock number 7C1443, MSRP $46,720. 40% hail discount includes rebates $18,688. Sale price $28,032. Price excludes tax and fees. MSRP will vary with stock number. Offer is stock number specific. 212 available with this hail discount. See huffines.net for more info.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Vines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. We don't use addictive drugs, and we don't use any type of dangerous, invasive surgery for these problems. Spinal decompression is safe, FDA cleared, and it's not painful, and has about an 86% success rate. We accept most insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. You will sit down and visit with me personally until I've answered all of your questions. And if you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at mylowback.com.
If you're retired or retiring soon and wonder if you have enough money to retire on, how you will make your money last, when you should take Social Security, if you have the best retirement plan for your needs, don't miss this free Money Matters Retirement Seminar. Choose 7 p.m. Thursday, May 18th, Holiday Inn Express Alliance area, or 1 p.m. Saturday, May 20th in the Money Matters building in Plano. Get answers to your questions and much more. Seating is limited. Reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net. Or call 800-994-0302.
Hey, Mom, I got your message. Do you need me to come home early?
Hi, dear. We're all doing fine. The kids haven't slowed down all day, and thanks to Blue Emu, neither have I.
But I thought you said...
Well, I tried your father's Blue Emu Maximum Arthritis Relief Cream. It worked fast to relieve the pain in my achy muscles and joints.
Blue Emu, huh?
That's right. And it's odor-free.
Blue Emu Maximum Arthritis Relief. Beat the pain and enjoy life. Available at Walmart and Walgreens.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Jose in Dallas, welcome to the Wells Report. What's going on, brother?
Well, John David, thank you for having me on. I just wanted to give you a little perspective in your decision-making process. I was at Al Lamb's yesterday getting my motorcycle inspected, and ironically, it's a Harley Davidson. They were inspecting. Now, they're a great group of people over there.
They really are. Yeah, they truly are.
This motorcycle is a 2005 that I bought just a month ago, and it looks brand new, beautiful. But in 2005, I was actually deciding on trying to buy it then when I called the young lady that I was seeing at the time, and she had a hissy fit. about me wanting to buy that thing. Well, I'm not seeing her anymore, and I have to say that my buying that motorcycle was the best decision that I've ever made.
Oh man!
So by all means, get the bike if you really love it and you really enjoy it, though. And again, they are wonderful people over there, and they'll take good care of you, though. So
yeah, there's no doubt about it. I really enjoyed hanging around with Al because he's a racer. He's not just, he races Panos sports cars, and he also is, at one point, he was the fastest man on two wheels. He did a run out on the salt flats in his bike, and I think he ran some ungodly speed. I mean, it was way fast, like 260. And I'm not sure, I need to look up his records, but at one point, I think it was like 258. I mean, he was the fastest man on two wheels. And so he and I get along great. I miss him. He's a great human being. And I was just, like I said, Jesse, my dearest friend ever, was, he just brought home this gold wing. And I said, I'd look good on one of those, and it would be nice to be able to ride with Jess again. Jess and I did some riding when we were kids, and it'd be nice. It'd be a good thing. 866-660-5759. Let me get to Sandy in Fort Worth. Sandy, thanks for joining us. Hi.
Well, thank you, JD. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'll be doing fine. My husband has a Harley.
Yes, sir.
But for your own good, get you some, what do you call them, things to put up in the back end of your El Camino. Then you can have your El Camino, and you can have your motorcycle, and then you can go on a trip.
Oh, I see.
So that way you can keep both of them.
Yeah.
And the people that you see on the side of the road that have the Harleys, and they're always broken down, they always carry wrenches with them.
Uh-huh.
So they don't have to go get $100 fixed. Trust me, our 75 Sporty is horrible.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, the fuel injected ones solved all that problem, right?
Well, we're old people too. But see, I have the deal. All you have to do is put the Honda in the back end of your El Camino, and you and your wife can go off on vacation and go in the mountains.
Yeah.
And you don't get wet. You can go just have a blast. And I wouldn't drive a motorcycle in this area. People are just, they hate motorcycles.
Well, yeah, I rode a bike in New Orleans for years, and I figured that was because it was a death wish, and that's what I thought for a long time, that I was just trying to. It was like slow motion suicide, because the people there are just crazy bad drivers, and but yeah, I just ran across this thing, and I'm thinking to myself, you may never, ever, ever see a deal like this again. And I'm going, I wonder if I should do it. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
I'm Chris Wallace, and I'm a truck driver from Missouri. For 13 hours a night, I sit in my truck and I drive. Out of boredom, I'll stop and eat. If I'm not doing fast food, I guarantee there's a bag of chips open on my dashboard. That was all until Andro 400. I started out 4 months ago, and since taking Andro 400, I've dropped 45 pounds. I'm sleeping better. There's no cravings. I actually don't even think about food. My knee pain went away. I've had some lower back issues, and I've noticed that went away, and I can only contribute that to Andro 400. One thing that Andro 400 said on the radio ad is it attacks belly fat. Well, let me tell you, it did. The second month is where I saw a drastic change in the size of my stomach. I've lost 6 inches. This product really does work.
So guys, if you'd like to experience similar results, then get Andro 400, the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
When you have sleep apnea, traveling can be a real drag because you have to drag your big, bulky home CPAP device with you everywhere you go. But not anymore. Now you can travel easily and sleep comfortably anywhere thanks to Transcend, the world's very first mini CPAP. And right now, you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. So call now, 1-800-600-4133. Our smallest and most advanced portable design ever, Transcend is as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. You can even add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. Transcend is so incredibly small and light, you can easily fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. Now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't delay. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now, 1-800-600-4133. Again, that's 1-800-600-4133.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948 or visit ReputationDefender.com.
You've been lied to by corrupt Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine. Hi, I'm Inc. magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen, and I want to give you a free copy of my brand new book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street, because we all know another market crash could be right around the corner. After losing 35% in my IRA in the crash years ago, I said enough, and since then I discovered a way to grow money potentially double digits, reduce taxes dramatically, and also have my money protected when the next stock market crash hits. When the next market crash hits, you lose nothing. Call Wealth Beyond Wall Street now to get your free copy and talk with a specialist to discover this little-known strategy to get potential double-digit growth during good years and never lose when the next stock market crash hits, all while building a tax-advantaged retirement. Call 1-800-679-1313 to discover this asset that people like Walt Disney and JCPenney use to grow wealthy. Plus, get one of just 97 free books left. We even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call 800-679-1313, 1-800-679-1313, 1-800-679-1313.
When you're hiring for a growing business, you don't need lots of candidates. You need the right candidates. You need Indeed.com. With an algorithm that positions your job post where quality candidates are and screener questions that help you zero in on the best talent. Indeed.com, the site proven through an independent study to deliver 5 times more hires than any other. New users claim your $50 credit for a sponsored job at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
There are 2 things every parent wants when their child goes to college: for their child to do well and a way to afford it. Now, with Discover Student Loans, parents can have the best of both worlds. Not only do our loans cover up to 100% of school-certified costs with 0 fees, but we'll give them a cash reward for each new student loan if they earn at least a 3.0 GPA or equivalent. That means every A in history or B in math could help them earn a cash reward for good grades. Just one of the many ways we treat you like you'd treat you. Apply now in 15 minutes or less at discoverstudentloans.com. Limitations apply.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report. Must-hear radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. Donald Trump did something very interesting today. I didn't expect him to do it. As a matter of fact, it came as a complete surprise to me. He signed another executive order. And for those people who remind me that I was very concerned about the executive orders being written by President Obama. While I will tell you that I believe that President Obama was indeed trying to circumvent a Congress that wouldn't work for him or work with him, which is why he was trying to govern by executive order, and I had real problems with that. I don't believe that that's why Donald Trump is using executive orders, but that being said, executive orders are a lousy way to run the government. In this particular case, however, I'll let you I'll let you get back to me on that and tell me what you think. President Trump signed an executive order today to launch a commission to review alleged voter fraud. This, according to a White House official on Fox News, after months of claiming voter fraud in the 2016 presidential election. I'm in a situation where I am relatively sure that the American population has not grown by 3 million adults. 3 million adults since the last census. I'm pretty sure that it has, and I'm talking about people that belong in the census. I'm not talking about illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, and so on. I'm talking about American citizens. I'm reasonably sure that our population has not grown by 3.5 million voters. Let's put it that way, because we're talking about voters here. In other words, the voters accounted for by the Electoral College and the voters that voted in the popular vote are two completely different sets of voters. In other words, there were 3 million extra popular votes than there should have been. There can be an overvote or an undervote. It really depends on how close the census actually is. But 3 million overvotes when something like, I think it was what was the voter turnout? The total voter turnout in the 2016 presidential election. Was it like 54%? It was a pretty big number. It was 58% of American voters voted. That's very good. That's very good. That overvote is not correct. There's something wrong there. There's just something wrong there. And that's, in my view, that's how you explain voter fraud. That's the case. That's the smoking gun. Now, that being said, there are a lot of people that say that there just isn't any voter fraud. Voter fraud is a myth. These are the same people that fight tooth and nail that we not have voter ID in this country, which is stupid. It's just absolutely stupid. I mean, we listened to a Project Veritas journalistic project that said that they interviewed a couple of guys that whose job, the stock and trade that they used to earn money, to earn a living with, was cheating in elections. And predictably, they were Democrats. So Donald Trump signs an executive order launching a voter fraud commission. The order, titled Presidential Commission on Election Integrity, would establish a bipartisan commission chaired by Vice President Mike Pence to review alleged voter fraud and suppression. Kansas Secretary of State Chris Kobach, who has investigated voter fraud in Kansas, will serve as the vice chair. The commission will also include individuals with knowledge and experience in election management and voter integrity. This, according to White House Deputy Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders. The commission will review politics and practices and enhance or undermine confidence in elections and identify system vulnerabilities. Huckabee Sanders announced 5 members to the commission today. Indiana Secretary of State Connie Lawson, she's a Republican. New Jersey Secretary of State Bill Gardner, a Democrat. Maine Secretary of State Matthew Dunlap, also a Democrat. Christy McCormick, Commissioner of the Election Assistance Commission, and former Ohio Secretary of State Ken Blackwell. Party affiliation not listed for Christy McCormick. Former Ohio Secretary of State Ken Blackwell is a Republican. Donald Trump tweeted out, I'm going to be asking for a major investigation into voter fraud. including those registered to vote in 2 states, those who are illegal, and even those registered to a vote who are dead, and many for a long time. Depending on results, we will strengthen up voter procedures. Yeah, it's going to take a national initiative to have voter ID. And if you want to see, and if you want to find out whether or not there's real voter fraud, enact voter ID. If you do that, you'll see voter fraud that'll make your eyes water. There's no doubt about it. The White House said the commission will review practices that affect the integrity of federal elections, spanning improper registration, improper voting, fraudulent registration, fraudulent voting, and voter suppression. They're expecting the report to be complete by 2018, Huckabee Sanders said. The experts will follow the facts where they lead. We'll share updates when we have them. Donald Trump vowed to create such a commission in January. During his days after his inauguration, he took to Twitter calling for a major investigation into voter fraud, saying that depending on the results of the investigation, we will strengthen up voter procedures. He cited illegal voters, those registered to vote who are dead, which he claimed cost him the popular vote, which Hillary won by 3 million votes. However, on Thursday, and this is predictable, okay? Who's going to complain? Who's going to complain? Pick somebody you think might complain. Could be anybody. Well, and Vicky responds with, it's obviously going to be a Democrat. Why do you say obviously?
Because they're the ones that tout little grandma can't be taken to the DMV to get an ID card, because even though they're free, nobody's available to take her up there.
So in other words, you're saying that the only people that are victimized the only people that are victimized in voting schemes are Democrats. Isn't that strange? You certainly don't hear about a whole lot of Republicans complaining about voter suppression and voter fraud. Well, that's because we're doing it all, I suppose. Ridiculous. No, the person that was complaining was Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, a Democrat, out of power. Here's what he said. Putting an extremist like Mr. Kobach at the helm of this commission is akin to putting an arsonist in charge of the fire department. What a nice thing to say. President Trump has decided to waste taxpayer dollars chasing a unicorn and perpetuating the dangerous myth that widespread voter fraud exists. Respectfully, people know when they're being spied on. You can feel it. You know when it's happening. There are hundreds of thousands of people voting illegally. It's part of their election. It's part of their election life. They do it every single year. Putting an extremist like Mr. Kobach at the helm of the commission is akin to putting an arsonist in charge of the fire department. President Trump has decided to waste taxpayer dollars chasing a unicorn and perpetuating the dangerous myth that widespread voter fraud exists. Well, all I can say, Mr. Schumer, Senator, is that one of us is wrong. One of us is wrong. And I'm pretty sure it's you. Well, we'll have to see what happens. But I'm telling you that if indeed we ever get to a point where voter ID is the law of the land, the numbers of fake voting will go through the roof. Let me get to Bill in Fort Worth. Bill, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report.
I was telling your screener there that apparently this afternoon on Sean Hannity's show, he had a gentleman on. I guess he's either somehow connected with this commission or something, but he was saying that apparently the administration is giving them roles of the folks that are here on green cards, student visas, work visas, things of this nature, people that they know they're in the country, and they want to take those lists and compare them to the voter rolls in different cities to see how many of those people are on the voter rolls that shouldn't be. They said that during the Obama administration, they tried to get these lists, and they were never forthcoming, wouldn't give them to them so that they could compare these lists. But now they're finally able to get them, and that's what they're going to go back and do is check these lists to see how many of these folks that were ineligible to vote are on the voter rolls.
And there are going to be a lot of them.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. That's what they were thinking, that there's actually going to be a lot of them. And as far as, Donald Trump wasted money on this, that's kind of like Chuck Schumer and his buddies wasted money on blaming the Russians for the election.
Yeah.
Let's get real. So
yeah, exactly.
How many millions of dollars have they wasted on that so far?
You know what? That money's going to get spent anyway. As long as it's, my situation is this: is that I want to see the results of the accountability of all these charges. That's what I want to see. What I want to see is okay, all these people say that it's absolutely ridiculous that you say, and we'll use voter fraud. It's ridiculous that you say there's voter fraud. There's no such thing as voter fraud. Well, I disagree. I believe there absolutely is voter fraud. And I absolutely believe that in order to prove it, all we need to do is have people show an ID. A legal one. Not a consular matricula, none of those things. I mean a real United States legal ID that proves you are either here legally or you are a citizen. The commission will review policies and practices that enhance or undermine the American people's confidence in the integrity of federal elections, including proper registrations, improper voting, fraudulent registrations, fraudulent voting, and voter suppression. One of these days, we will have the same kind of professional election capability as Afghanistan. One day, I look for a life where that can actually be the case. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. You're listening to the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
This is Jerry Bailey. What we do here on the Retirement Hour in our business is we help people protect and grow their money. Dottie, isn't that what we do?
Absolutely, Jerry. Helping people keep their retirement accounts safe.
Saving safe, their 401ks or IRAs. We're helping you do that right here on the Retirement Hour. We offer a free consultation for that. Dottie, don't you think they should come to see us at the office at Fort Worth or Dallas?
Absolutely. Have them come in. Let us go over everything we can do for them and how we can keep their money safe.
And why are you here today, Dottie?
I'm happy to join your team, and I am also a loyal client. I am so thrilled that I was able to be a part of it.
Give us a call, folks, at 972-358-4907, 972-358-4907, and we will be happy to meet you in Dallas or Fort Worth in one of our offices and show you how this plan works. This is Jerry Bailey inviting you to join me here on the Retirement Hour on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. and every Sunday morning at 6 a.m. right here on The Answer, 660 a.m.
The sale of the century is going on right now at the 3 Huffines auto dealerships in Plano. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime auto buying opportunity at Huffines Chevrolet, Huffines Hyundai, and Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano. As you know, Plano was hammered by the recent hailstorms, and with the insurance adjustments, Huffines can save you like never before. Save 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Chevy Silverados, 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Ram pickups, and 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Hyundai Elantras. Plus, all come with a full mechanical factory warranty. So pay less in Plano when you save 40% on select models at Huffines Chevrolet Plano and Huffines Hyundai Plano at Coit Road and Plano Parkway, and Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano at Ohio and Plano Parkway, or online at huffines.net.
Example stock number 7C1443, MSRP $46,720. 40% hail discount includes rebates $18,688. Sale price $28,032. Price excludes tax and fees. MSRP will vary with stock number. Offer is stock number specific. 212 available with this hail discount. See huffines.net for more info.
We finally have the home of our dreams, but it wasn't because we purchased the home of our dreams. It's because we purchased an ordinary home and hired the design experts at Adair's Fine Floors to make it extraordinary. From our complete bath renovation all the way to our sparkling new quartz countertops in our kitchen. Adair's Fine Floors does so much more than just floors. At Adair's, you'll find granite and quartz countertops, sinks, blinds, shutters, rugs, as well as a huge selection of wood, tile, carpet, and vinyl flooring. Adair's and their skilled installers will make sure your project will go as smoothly as possible from start to finish. The hardest decision you'll have to make is choosing from such a wide range of choices.
Stop by their showroom at the corner of Abrams and Royal in Lake Highlands and let them help you take your home from ordinary to extraordinary. Call 214-503-1324. That's 214-503-1324, or visit their website at adairsfloors.com. That's adairsfloors.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Simple Sleep Services. If snoring is a problem in your life, and if it's a problem in your life, it's a problem for everybody in your life. Let's get the simplest, least invasive solution. That's what they did for me at Simple Sleep Services. What you have with Simple Sleep is a way to avoid implants and surgery and the CPAP device by just calling 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. They're in Dallas and Fort Worth. Insurance covers most folks. It's the Somnodent device. Simple appliance. They make it for you. They did one for me. You take it home, you pop it in, kiss your wife goodnight, and silent night. Absolutely fantastic. Diagnosis from a board-certified sleep physician. They have a home sleep study, so you're not in some lab. Call them for more information. 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. SimpleSleepServices.com. Wonderful people. I'm so glad I met them, and you will be too. 469-685-1700 or SimpleSleepServices.com.
In business, risks and rewards come with every decision, like moving to the cloud with Office 365. While its benefits include anywhere access and lower costs, cyber threats and user errors can quickly wipe out data and the money you save. Barracuda Essentials for Office 365 provide an added layer of security and functionality for threat protection, email migration, data recovery, and quality of service. Move securely to Office 365. Visit barracuda.com/essentials to learn more.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
This kind of woke me up from the Los Angeles Daily News. Some Los Angeles County immigrants who are eligible for food stamps are staying away from the EBT offices because they fear enrollment will hurt their chances of becoming a permanent U.S. resident or even lead to deportation. You see, when you're living illegally in the United States, you're not supposed to access any kind of social services. under pain of disqualifying yourself forever for American citizenship. The annual CalFresh Awareness Campaign was launched this month by LA County's Department of Public Social Services. The program helps low-income families and individuals buy fresh food with an electronic benefit transfer or EBT card. Farmers markets and participating restaurants also take care of that. Many who qualify are staying away. The reason is because they're afraid of being a public charge. A public charge is a non-U.S. citizen likely to become dependent on public assistance, according to the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Did you know that every dollar you invest in real estate makes you money 5 ways? Cash flow, money in your pocket each month. Equity capture, the thousands of dollars you create when you have the right team and buy the right property using the right map. Appreciation, real estate can increase in value over time. Equity buildup, renters pay down your mortgage each month. And finally, the tax advantage. When done correctly, real estate investors pay no taxes on our cash flow and capital gains. At Lifestyles Unlimited, these are the 5 ways we make money in real estate, which is why real estate accounts for more millionaires in the world today than any other investment vehicle. You should have some real estate in your portfolio. To learn how to attend a Lifestyles Unlimited free workshop, call 866-971-8970 or go to lifestylesunlimitedDallas.com and register for the next available workshop. That's 866-971-8970 or go to lifestylesunlimitedDallas.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. It has long been my pleasure to sing the praises of the Good Feet stores, America's #1 arch support experts, helping people walk better, feel better, work better, be happier, because they're out of foot pain. And those locations in Plano, Fort Worth, and Southlake are familiar to you. But open now in Waco, right in front of Cabela's off Loop 340. It's Good Feet's Waco location. So everybody within any kind of distance of a Good Feet location has instant access to people who are going to help your feet feel better, get you out of pain today so you can walk, work, travel, live the way you want, free of foot pain. It can often radiate upwards to leg pain, hip pain, back pain. Learn more at the goodfeetdfw.com website, goodfeetdfw.com, and then get on in there for the inserts that'll help you walk and work and travel and live life happily. Plano, Fort Worth, Southlake, and now in Waco, the Good Feet stores, goodfeetdfw.com, goodfeetdfw.com.
It's time to honor our veterans with the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. 660 AM The Answer joins with Patriot Mobile to spotlight a veteran each month. If you know a veteran who deserves such an honor, then go to 660amtheanswer.com and nominate them to be Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. Winners will receive a Crossroads Diner gift certificate and an award from Patriot Mobile. Plus, they'll have an opportunity to come to the studios to meet Mark Davis and John David Wells. Go to 660amtheanswer.com to nominate your veteran. That's the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month.
This is 660 AM The Answer, a service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jack Callahan. President Trump, in an interview with NBC News, says the probe of Russian attempts to influence the election will continue.
If Russia or anybody else is trying to interfere with our elections, I think it's a horrible thing, and I want to get to the bottom of it, and I want to make sure it will never, ever happen.
President denying any collusion between his campaign and the Russians and says charges to that effect are a setup by the Democrats. A 6-week nationwide sweep of suspected gang members results in nearly 1,400 arrests by U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement.
Our goal at the end of the day is to arrest, prosecute, imprison, and deport and remove transnational gang members, as well as to suppress violence and prosecute criminal enterprises.
Derek Benner of Homeland Security Investigations. Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM The Answer. How will the future affect the money decisions you make now?
Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity, with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Saturday mornings at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
I used to love wearing dresses and shorts. Then I started getting spider veins, and even worse, those embarrassing, bulging, varicose veins. For a while, I covered up my legs, but then I discovered Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses and shorts again.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for spring. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-400-6213. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-400-6213. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-400-6213. 1-800-400-6213.
I'm James Furr. I'm a 70-year-old Vietnam veteran, and I have hepatitis C. My main focus was to take care of hepatitis C. Taking Balance of Nature did other things for me. I was feeling more energetic. My mental acuity had increased. When I play golf, I would notice that bending over to line up a putt, I would have a bit of a struggle to stand back up. But even now, 10 years later, I stand up better than I did then. I will live happily with hepatitis C instead of feeling like I want to die because someone's trying to cure me of it. Thanks to Balance of Nature, I live a normal, happy, healthy, pain-free life.
Take Dr. Howard's Health Challenge and find out how to get 2 free sets of fruits and veggies. We'll even ship them to you free. Call now for details. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. They give you the microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers? Sure you would. Now imagine you could do that in front of 4 sold-out baseball games. That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. Do you think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customers. If you're open to seeing how much it costs to advertise your business on 660 AM The Answer, send an email request to advertise@ksky.com. That's advertise@ksky.com. Let's play ball.
Blinds are one of those things I thought I'd never buy online, but that was before I found Blinds.com. The prices, selection, and quality are amazing. Shipping is free, and their professional designers gave me a free online design consultation, helping me pick, measure, and install the perfect blinds for every room.
Now through May 24th, save up to 40% on select brands at Blinds.com and save an additional 5% when you use promo code SHUTTERS. That's Blinds.com, promo code SHUTTERS. Rules and restrictions apply.
Lately, a lot of people have been asking, with the stock market at all-time highs, should I take my gains, protect what I have and get out, or will the stock market continue to go up?
This is Ken Moraif, host of the Money Matters radio show, inviting you to our free seminar.
To 7 p.m. Thursday, May 18th, Holiday Inn Express Alliance area, or 1 p.m. Saturday, May 20th, in the Money Matters building in Plano. If you're retired or retiring soon, get answers to your questions and much more. Reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net, or call 800-994-0302.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Reports. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. I want to thank all the people that have helped me out tonight. It's been very, very nice what you guys have done. What I've been trying to figure out is, I'm trying to figure out whether or not I should get myself a motorcycle. And and what I'm doing is I'm keeping track of it on Facebook. So you can go ahead and you can like go over to Facebook and say, you know, I wonder if John should get that Gold Wing. It's a beautiful bike. Really pretty. And there are a whole bunch of really cool responses. Let's see. I can't believe we're thinking of sending the Mino down the road. Well, there you go. Yeah. The El Camino. I've got an El Camino that I just don't have the money to be able to fix it. You know? All right.
The question's been answered.
Janice Fowler. She says, hey, that's a nice bike. But who will I listen to when Susan comes back into town and sees it? Yeah, that's funny. All right. So anyway.
I agree.
You guys are so like, man, negative vibes. Negative vibes. Let's do a...
How much do you value your life?
Yeah, whatever. Let's do a little bit of... let's do a reality check, shall we? This is the Wells Report reality check. There is initial bad news out there for the party of science. This is what Democrats have taken to calling themselves, because I guess the party of stupid chaos didn't get very far in the focus groups. Anyway, the party of science, as the Democrats have taken to calling themselves, and particularly for transgender advocates, there seems to be some bad news. But even if you don't have any interest whatsoever in social justice topics, a new study published by geneticists in Israel is still fascinating. The Liberty Council has a report this week on new research material coming from Israel's Weizmann Institute of Science, where scientists have undertaken an exhaustive study of genetic differences between the two genders, which go far beyond just what's found in their 23rd chromosomal pair or what sort of genitalia they display externally. Some of this research could have far-reaching implications in terms of fighting diseases and solving other medical mysteries, on top of sorting out the gender versus sex question, which liberals are trying to push for whatever reason. They want all of us to be the same. We are not all the same. It is a stupid, pathological, dumb. It's dumb. Why would you even want to? So here we go. A recent study from the Israel Weizmann Institute of Science refutes propaganda from LGBT activists who detach gender completely from sex and promote that men can become so-called women simply by identifying as female and vice versa. Here we go. Professor Shmuel Pietrkovsky and Dr. Moran Gershoni, both researchers from the Weizmann Institute's Molecular Genetics Department, looked closely at around 20,000 protein coding genes, sorting them by sex and searching for differences in expression in each tissue. They eventually identified around 6,500 genes with activity that was biased toward one sex or the other in at least one tissue, adding to the already major biological differences between men and women. Did you get that? Instead of looking at one chromosomal pair, the 23rd, that is essentially the one that sorts out male and female, there are now 6,500 genes with activity that was biased towards one sex or the other. So that means there are more than just genitalia. There are more differences between men and women than just that. They've discovered all manner of fascinating things, some of which seem obvious in retrospect. Others are quite surprising. They identified specific genes which are directly associated with hair growth in skin cells. These genes are far more widespread in men than women, and they show up in different places. One of the more surprising developments came in the area of mammary glands. Both males and females have them, but lactation is almost never seen in men. The study identified specific genes in men, which apparently turn off the process since it's not needed. Some others would be easier to predict, such as higher level of muscle building genes in men, as opposed to higher level of genes which are related to fat storage in women. The list goes on. But mostly, this is one more brick in the wall for folks who seem to insist that listening to science is what you should do, except when it's politically inconvenient. Whenever this debate comes up, someone inevitably tries to point out that a single study done years ago hints at brainwaves of transgender people and how they match those of people of the opposite sex. Further research showed that those results could not be reliably repeated under laboratory conditions. To boot, experts in the field have already admitted they can't tell a male brain from a female brain in those scans to begin with. Well, you can if you start watching which directions the actual thought process, the actual nerve impulses are traveling. Because I have seen a study where they could tell the difference between male and female brains by watching the way the actual nerves, the actual neural networks are actually function. By comparison, any deep dive into readily measurable and repeatable genetic studies shows the true nature of our species, as well as striking and generally wonderful differences between our two genders, which are established basically at the moment of conception. Okay, so here's what I'm trying to figure out. Do you have any idea why the left is trying to pull this off? What's the pot of gold at the end of this rainbow? Pun intended. 866-660-5759. What's the payoff? What is the payoff for the political left, since they're the only people that seem to be pursuing this? What's the payoff for these people at the end of the day? When all is said and done, what is the payoff? There are a lot of people that suffer gender dysphoria. Of all the things, of all the mental conditions that are sad and tragic. That's got to be one at the top of the list. To truly feel like you are someone that should be male, but you are walking around in a female body, or vice versa. You know, that is psychologically damaging every single moment of every single day. The people that are truly beset by this condition often do themselves in. They just simply can't bear it. I get it. But as we go through this entire societal need to stamp out the differences between men and women, which is a fool's errand in my view, as we go through all of this, what are we trying to accomplish? What is the payoff for everybody being the same? Aside from extinction. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. What's the payoff? So we finally convince everyone that everyone is everyone, and that there are no real differences between anyone, and basic interaction between people is completely acceptable in any way, shape, or form. What is this? I mean, I'm trying to figure out that beyond expanding the dating pool for gay people, what's the real benefit? What's the societal benefit? 866-660-5759. Can't figure it out. Don't know why you'd want to do it. I don't have the faintest idea what difference it would. I mean, chasing down the idea that there are no differences. I'm trying to figure out how will that make our society better? 866-660-5759. David in Segoville, thanks for joining us. Hi.
Hi, John. So I think first and foremost, the obvious is that this gives the Democrats one more block of victims, another minority group in which to champion their cause, to be their party. But I think underlying that is an even bigger payoff, and that is that it is yet one more wedge to drive between society and religion.
How so?
Well, because every time they promote something like this, it is with an eye on diminishing religion's influence over society, because the more religion's influence wanes, then their power waxes.
You see, to me, in that particular case, the LGBT community is being used as useful idiots. In that particular case. You know, I see it from the other side of the coin, right? And I'll get to what I'm talking about in just a couple of minutes. Thanks for the call, David. I appreciate it. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
answer.
What if you could have an experience of a lifetime, and I mean it, a lifetime this year? Dennis Prager here, and a timely and important expedition to the land of Israel awaits you. Make plans now for the Stand with Israel tour happening this fall. Join me on a 9-day trip to Israel that offers you firsthand insight into Israel's unique past and probably unique future. We'll introduce you to the geopolitical, economic, and security dynamics of a truly remarkable nation. Get a behind-the-scenes view into many of the places you've read and heard about, all during United Jerusalem's 50th anniversary. The Western Wall, Jerusalem, the Dead Sea, Golan Heights, and much more. With expert guides and important lectures at key sites, all in the comfort and safety of first-class accommodations.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com for all the details.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you may be kicking yourself in the head. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial, and interest rates have gone up recently and will continue to rise, but they're still at historical lows. So don't delay. Let us lower your monthly payment, consolidate a first and second, pay off other debt, or drop you into a 15-year loan with no closing costs. That's right. Nothing's rolled into your loan. We'll pay for your appraisal, title, underwriting, settlement fee, everything. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Whether to purchase or refinance, you'll pay no closing costs. You won't spend a dime. Think about it. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how we can save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. And by the way, Westland Financial now is proud to offer reverse mortgages for our clients over 62. So call us at 888-455-3669. The only way you can lose money is not to call Westland Financial. That's 888-455-3669. 888-455-3669.
Westland Financial Corp is located at 200 East Sandpoint Avenue, Suite 800, Santa Ana, California, 92707. Licensed by the Texas Department of Savings and Mortgage Lending as an SML mortgage banker. NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Warning: if you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-600-8199. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-600-8199. That's 1-800-600-8199. 1-800-600-8199.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Vines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. We don't use addictive drugs, and we don't use any type of dangerous invasive surgery for these problems. Spinal decompression is safe, FDA cleared, and it's not painful, and has about an 86% success rate. We accept most insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. You will sit down and visit with me personally until I've answered all of your questions. And if you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at mylowback.com.
Sean Hannity here for my friends at Generator Supercenter, the great American story. Now, this started in 2005 with two brothers selling and repairing generators out of their garage in Texas. Today, they are the #1 Generac dealer in the nation. #1 means more savings for you. When the power goes down, keep your home or business up and running with a Generac standby power system from the Generator Supercenter. Financing available, payments as low as $100 a month. GeneratorSupercenter.com. That's GeneratorSupercenter.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. See, when it comes to an attack on religion, I think that there certainly is. I think that in the attack on religion, the LGBT community is being used as useful idiots. You know, the objective is to allow society to redefine marriage, for example, which is a biblical sacrament of religion. The separation of church and state is different than a separation of God and state. There is no separation of God and state in the United States. In fact, our rights are given by God, not the state. And I think Joseph has gotten this figured out. Joseph in Dallas, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Thank you, sir. Yes, to your point, I believe that the liberal agenda has to be advanced by undermining the Constitution, and specifically the cornerstone of the Constitution, which would be, of course, the Declaration of Independence, which in its preamble declares that the rights that we have as Americans or even as human beings are given by God and by the laws of nature. And by undermining that, by advancing this concept that a man is not a man, a woman is not a woman, it's a way for them to chip away at the fundamental existence and reality of these laws of nature.
Okay, I get that, but I think that's dancing around the real issue. The real issue is this: is that you are attempting to dissuade the American people to believe that their rights are God-given, so that somehow we adopt the idea that the rights are given to us by our government,
exactly.
which makes them, subject to change. Well, exactly. The thing about that is that unalienable is it's not inalienable. It's unalienable is a word that should be self-explanatory to all those who believe that these are rights that can be bargained or altered or remanded to the whims of politics. It's one of the reasons why they are not so easily changed, and why they are not subject to the whims of politics, because there is a God. People have learned a long time ago, and the people who are simply out for pure power have discovered that people trust God and their church more than they trust politicians, which is true. National leaders, etc. Which is why it was so important that, say, for example, the Soviet Union adhere to the idea from Joseph Stalin that religion was the opiate of the masses. Something to be shunned, something to be forced away from. Well, the people, especially Russians, oppressed people, depend on the supernatural in order to give them solace and hope. If there is no solace, if there is no hope, there is no society, because people just do themselves in. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
You've been lied to by corrupt Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine. Hi, I'm Inc. magazine bestselling author Brett Kitchen, and I want to give you a free copy of my brand new book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street, because we all know another market crash could be right around the corner. After losing 35% in my IRA in the crash years ago, I said enough. And since then, I discovered a way to grow money potentially double digits, reduce taxes dramatically, and also have my money protected when the next stock market crash hits. When the next market crash hits, you lose nothing. Call Wealth Beyond Wall Street now to get your free copy and talk with a specialist to discover this little-known strategy to get potential double-digit growth during good years and never lose when the next stock market crash hits, all while building a tax-advantaged retirement. Call 1-800-679-1313 to discover this asset that people like Walt Disney and JCPenney use to grow wealthy. Plus, get one of just 97 free books left. We even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call 800-679-1313, 1-800-679-1313, 1-800-679-1313.
Oh, thank goodness. Honey, it's Terminix. The ants are everywhere. I don't know where they're coming from.
It's a good thing you called when you did. A single colony can have tens of thousands of ants. You could have one colony or several. There's only one way to find out.
If pests like cockroaches, spiders, centipedes, scorpions, mice, rats, or ants have invaded your home.
HQ, I've got a confirmed ant colony in the upstairs bathroom.
Terminix will scour every hiding place and stop them in their tracks with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For a free pest estimate, call 1-800-300-2501.
There's a second colony in a downstairs crawl space. Repeat, 2 ant colonies.
Terminix is America's leading termite and pest control provider with 90 years experience and expertise.
I knew it. On an ant nest 100 feet out in the backyard. We got him.
For your free pest estimate, call Terminix, Defenders of Home, 1-800-300-2501. That's 1-800-300-2501.
30-day money-back guarantee at participating locations. Limitations apply. See plan for details.
Just look at them, having a great time. I think 6 weeks ago, I was just installed. All it took was one last spilled drink on their old dingy carpet, and they had enough of him. Thank goodness. They got the professionals at Adair's Fine Floors in here, and just look at me. I'm gorgeous. I'm not just your average wood floor. I take crazy traffic like a pro, and it's all because my homeowners called Adair's Fine Floors. Susan and Richard Adair came in, talked to the family, figured out what their needs were, and helped them find the perfect floor to fit their lifestyle. Adair's Fine Floors has a large selection with free sample checkouts, and they chose me. That's not all. Just look around. The coordinating accessories suggested by Adair's Floors. That rug over there? Yep, Adair's Floors. They offer free design and decorating assistance too, giving the home just the right look. Visit adairsfloors.com to get your home started on the right look for you. That's adairsfloors.com.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. I've been telling you about Relief Factor for about 6 months now. I've been using Relief Factor for a lot longer than that. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, knee pain, general muscle aches and pain, do what I did. Go to ReliefFactor.com, order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. Try it for 3 weeks, $19.95. ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com, or call toll-free 800-500-8384, 800-500-8384.
660 AM, The Answer. Now, more of the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. What do you say we find out what Mark Davis has got planned for us? Tomorrow morning, bright and early. Say 7 o'clock on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, JD, happy Thursday night. What a week. It's about to come to an end. The Comey firing, the media hyperventilation over the Comey firing, search for a new director. Call it the topical breezes of spring. Let's see where we stand on all those breaking and developing stories tomorrow morning, festive Friday show, and heading into Mother's Day. We'll salute moms, invite you to kick off the weekend with us. Hot Topics primed, ready to go. Mark Davis Show, Friday edition, tomorrow, 7 to 10 a.m., right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Thank you, Mark. It is the editorial policy of the Wells Report not to trade on people's misfortune, self-inflicted misfortune, usually. Self-inflicted misfortune is sad, tragic, and it's not something that is uplifting in any way, shape, or form. Most times you can't even learn from it. You know, there's a former congresswoman who has been busted for essentially misappropriation of charitable funds. And we don't jump on stuff like that and report it. We just don't. But when it comes to the self-inflicted destruction of institutions, that's a different kettle of fish. Because these institutions are there because they have, in most cases, provided enormous societal benefit. And when they go down the tubes, especially through ill-advised management or leadership decision-making, it's important to keep track of it, especially when there were so many people saying to so many people involved in these particular self-inflicted destructions that is exactly what they were doing. They were destroying themselves. Coming up next year, there are going to be approximately 200,000 fewer Boy Scouts of America. And the reason that is the case is because the Mormon Church, the biggest sponsor of troops in the U.S., said it would be starting its own scouting-like program and pulling as many as 185,000 older youths from the Irving-based organization. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints said the move was not triggered by the Boy Scouts' decision in 2015 to allow gay troop leaders because Mormon-sponsored troops have remained free to exclude those adults on religious grounds, which is amazing to me. How did that happen? I mean, there are a lot of bakers and there are a lot of people that have service industry businesses, small businesses, of course, that are currently being stomped on by their states for almost the exact same thing. But I guess when you're the Mormon Church, you have clout. All that having been said, that the church remained free to exclude adults that they didn't agree with on religious grounds, at least one leading Mormon scholar said the Boy Scouts and the Mormons have been diverging on values in recent years, and that the policy on gays was probably one of several contributing factors to the split. I would agree. The Mormon Church wants a new simplified program of its own that's more closely tailored to Mormon teenagers. This, according to the church. Church announced that boys aged 14 to 18 will no longer participate in the Boy Scouts starting next year. The church said the decision will affect 185,000 teens, while the Boy Scouts put the number at about 130,000. Really? Why would the Boy Scouts feel like they have to redefine the number? Well, it's not 185,000. It's really only 130,000. Does that make it any less tragic? To me, the answer to that question is no. It doesn't make it any less tragic. The loss is only a fraction of the 2.3 million youths in the Boy Scouts of America, but the organization has been grappling with declining membership for years. It has enjoyed an unusually close bond with the Mormon Church for more than a century because of their shared values. Joining the Boy Scouts is absolutely almost automatic among Mormon boys. It's true. Boy Scouts of America spokesperson Effie Delamarcos said the organization is saddened by the decision but understands the church's desire to customize a program. 280,000 Mormon boys ages 8 to 13 will remain in the Scouts while the church continues to develop its own program. The Boy Scouts estimated the number at 330,000. The church did not say when the younger boys will be withdrawn from Boy Scouts. Like other conservative religions, the Mormon Church opposes gay marriage and teaches that being in a homosexual relationship is a sin. The church initially said it was deeply troubled by the Boy Scouts policy change on gays, but stayed with the organization after receiving assurances it could appoint troop leaders according to its own religious and moral values. In today's announcement, the church said that it has learned recently the Boy Scouts are considering admitting girls, and that it pointed out its decision was made independently of that. Well, that might be the case, but I assure you that that is something that immediately would grab the notice of the Mormon Church. Matthew Bowman, a Mormon scholar and associate professor of history at Henderson State University, said the schism reflects the two organizations' diverging values, with gays and girls just two of those. The church is wedded very much to the traditional gender roles, and they see the Boy Scouts of America increasingly moving away from that. That means they have come to see it as less of a hospitable place. Despite worries that the policy changes on gays would cause Boy Scout membership to dip even further, the organization reported a strong 2016, with the number of Scouts close to stabilizing after a prolonged decline. The vast majority of troops affiliated with conservative religious denominations have remained in the fold, still free to exclude gay adults. For now. Thursday's announcement represents a step forward towards something that had been in the works for years, a Mormon-run scouting-type program that could be used in congregations around the world. The Mormon Church has 15.8 million members, nearly 6 in 10 of them outside the U.S. and Canada. The long game here is the church looking forward to a time when Americans are even more of a minority in the church than they are now. In a statement, the church said the new program will be tailored to foster Mormon teenagers' spiritual, social, physical, and intellectual development. Mormon teenagers who want to continue working toward the Eagle Scout rank will be able to do that on their own while participating in their new program, said church spokesman Eric Hawkins. Yeah, one of my dearest friends is a Boy Scout, and he is absolutely livid at all of this. The decision-making in the Boy Scout leadership has just been, it's been detrimental, to say the very least. When you're talking about one of the most successful, if not the most successful institutions for the development of American youth or just youth around the world, before they lost their minds, the Boy Scouts, that was right at the top of the heap. Now, it kind of is the heap. Speaking of once proud things being dragged through the mud, over a year and a half after the famous #Concern1950, students made waves at the University of Missouri. The university is finally reaping the benefits of caving into the Black Lives Matter rhetoric. According to Heat Street, the incoming freshman class at the University of Missouri the entire incoming class at the University of Missouri is 4,009 students. That is a 35% decrease from the entering class in fall of 2015 when the protests occurred following 4 questionable incidents. This is the second year in a row that Mizzou has seen its freshman class decline, a drop directly linked to the raucous fall 2015 protests, which contributed to the resignation of both the university president and its chancellor. Those raucous protests, which were sparked by various incidents of alleged racism, racist graffiti, hate crimes on campus, were enormously damaging to the university's reputation, scaring away prospective students in droves. You think? As a result of the dramatic decrease in enrollment in Mizzou, 7 residence halls will be, quote, offline, unquote. This, by the way, comes as a result of the considerable backlash that the university received for how it handled itself following the self-righteous protests. Parents and alumni responded by refusing to contribute money to the public university. For example, donations to its athletics department dropped 72% last year. Wow. The protest, led by Daily Wire editor-in-chief Ben Shapiro to visit Mizzou and give a speech trashing the protests, the left, and academics such as Melissa Clark. All these people contributing to the demise of one of America's greatest institutions of higher learning. Gone. Can you imagine? And to what end? To what end? It seems to be to the end of simply trying to redefine bigotry insofar as you redefine its target. So I guess it's racism is okay as long as it's white people at the back of the bus. Is that right? Okay. 4,009. That's all Mizzou's going to have to work with here for the next 4 years. And 72% of their money for athletics gone. Maybe not such a great decision after all. This is the Wells Report.
Make plans now to join Kathy DeWitt Dunn every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. for Safe Money Talk Radio. Kathy is the retirement planning and annuity expert. She has helped thousands of individuals and families learn how to protect and grow retirement assets, create income that can't be outlived, and provide a financial legacy for future generations, all while eliminating stock market risk. Listen to Kathy DeWitt Dunn every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. on Safe Money Talk Radio, right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
In 1967, Arab forces attempted to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. 6 days later, Israel had triumphed, and Jerusalem stood reunified for the first time in nearly 2,000 years. Honor the 50-year anniversary of this historic triumph by joining Mike Gallagher and Dennis Prager for Stand with Israel, a 9-day odyssey celebrating Israel's past, present, and future. Explore Israel's heritage at Galilee and Jerusalem. Embrace the present, touring modern Tel Aviv. You'll meet with high-ranking Israeli leaders and understand more deeply the complexities and marvels of modern Israel. You'll walk on soil contended for with courage. As a conservative American, you can show your support. Stand with Israel. October 22nd through November 1st includes luxury accommodations, delicious meals, and safe transportation.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My air conditioner broke down.
Sorry, but your home insurance doesn't cover air conditioner breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my air conditioner?
I'm afraid not.
But his air conditioner could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield, plus components of 20 other major home systems and appliances, like his electrical system, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-400-5602. Home insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Life happens. Have a plan. Get a home warranty from American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-400-5602. That's 1-800-400-5602. 1-800-400-5602.
Need a new CPAP? Then we need you. We're CPAP.com, and we recently overstocked the world's best CPAP machines. Top-of-the-line devices from brands like ResMed and Philips Respironics. Call now and get one of these overstocked CPAPs for a fraction of the price. We'll even give you free next-day air shipping. Call 1-800-900-6135. The best part? No insurance needed. We're giving out these CPAPs at prices so low, they'll cost less than your copay and deductible through insurance. CPAP.com has shipped over 1 million orders and has the world's largest selection of CPAPs and accessories. With no retail overhead or costly middlemen, we're the best way to get comfortable, effective sleep apnea equipment at incredibly low prices. Again, CPAP.com has overstocked premium CPAPs. Call now to get a ResMed or Philips Respironics machine for a fraction of the price with free next-day air shipping. Call 1-800-900-6135. Hurry. When these overstocked CPAPs are gone, they're really gone. That's 1-800-900-6135.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. They give you the microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers? Sure you would. Now imagine you could do that in front of 4 sold-out baseball games. That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. You think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customers. If you're open to seeing how much it costs to advertise your business on 660 AM The Answer, send an email request to advertise@ksky.com. That's advertise@ksky.com. Let's play ball.
Sean Hannity here for my friends at Generator Supercenter, the great American story. Now, this started in 2005 with 2 brothers selling and repairing generators out of their garage in Texas. Today, they are the #1 Generac dealer in the nation. #1 means more savings for you. When the power goes down, keep your home or business up and running with a Generac standby power system from the Generator Supercenter. Financing available, payments as low as $100 a month. GeneratorSupercenter.com. That's GeneratorSupercenter.com.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. A Democrat lawmaker from California, Anna Eshoo, she was monitored, I guess, during a closed-door Energy and Commerce Committee meeting with the Federal Communications Commission. Yeah. And apparently what ended up happening is the chairman of the commission, Ajit Pai, raised his eyebrows when Eshoo pushed back against Pai when he was discussing expanding broadband access to rural areas. Pai said that eliminating Title II net neutrality rules would benefit places he's traveled to, such as Parsons, Kansas, Elverson, Pennsylvania, and Cadillac, Michigan. Sources inside the meeting told Free Beacon that Eshoo was frustrated with Pai's comments. She wished out loud that Pai would stop talking about Podunk USA and instead be more concerned about the venture capitalists on Sand Hill Road in her district near Palo Alto. Yeah, okay. Podunk USA, huh? Yeah. Gosh, you know what? These progressive elitists are so cute when they're young, but they sure are tiresome when they're old. Executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Stiver. Technical director is Matt Swinney. I'm John David Wells. God bless you. See you again tomorrow for another edition of the Wells Report.
Hi, I'm Rick Foster with Guardian Financial Management and the host of Plain Talk, No Worries Financial Hour. Heard right here on 660 AM at 4 o'clock every Saturday. Do you know why the stock market did so well in the 80s and 90s and why there have been 2 major crashes in the last 16 years? You need to know the reasons why so you can make the right decisions for your family. Listen to Plain Talk, No Worries here every Saturday at 4 o'clock and we will pull back the curtains and show you the truth. That's 4 o'clock on Saturday right here on 660 AM The Answer.
The sale of the century is going on right now at the 3 Huffines auto dealerships in Plano. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime auto buying opportunity at Huffines Chevrolet, Huffines Hyundai, and Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano. As you know, Plano was hammered by the recent hailstorms, and with the insurance adjustments, Huffines can save you like never before. Save 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Chevy Silverados, 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Ram pickups, and 40% off MSRP on new Huffines Hyundai Elantras. Plus, all come with a full mechanical factory warranty. So pay less in Plano when you save 40% on select models at Huffines Chevrolet Plano and Huffines Hyundai Plano at Coit Road and Plano Parkway, and Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Plano at Ohio and Plano Parkway, or online at Huffines.net.
Example stock number 7C1443, MSRP $46,720, 40%